Hello, Hello, everyone. This is GB Lead, aka Tom, doing my first video. Yeah, everyone has that. Hey, I'm doing the first video. Well, hate to break it to you people, I gotta start too. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be doing a video log because I've got a lot to say, and you never know, people might be interested in hearing. And if you would like me to hear, or you'd like me to say something, go ahead and add it in the comments. I love this new laptop I have. It has the HP internal webcam as well as internal mic. Um, the audio when it's doing the speakers doesn't exactly work, so I use my headphones. But I'm a teacher. It's one of my professions. Well, I'm a student teacher, but same difference. I've got a lot to say about that because there's a lot to say about it, especially since I'm unfortunate enough to be student teaching in the state of California. And if any of you in California or are California survivors understand that, you know the problem with education these days, especially with the November 2nd election coming up, and Satan incarnate, aka Meg Whitman, wants to completely dismantle the public education system and replace it with privatized education, which doesn't work. Private schools have a lot of first-year teachers, and admittedly, I'm going to be a first-year teacher. And if anyone knows about first-year teachers, well, we're not the best. And private schools don't require a credential. Yes, you heard me right. Most private schools don't require a credential. They ask for it, especially if they're the good ones, but they don't require it. So, parents of kids who you want to send to private school, think twice. Teachers in public schools are much more qualified, especially in the state of California. I can tell you horror stories of how many hoops I have to jump through just to get my primary credential. There are two credentials. One is your provisional credential, or primary credential, first year. That allows you to teach your first year. After 2 years, you get your secondary credential if you survive. And believe me, that's hard to survive, especially in this state. So parents, I want you to know, don't do private school unless you know for a fact that school is worth the 20 grand a year. Most private schools tuition is about 20 22 grand a year, especially here in Northern California in the Bay Area, especially in the Menlo Atherton district, in Menlo Park, up a little further north in my hometown of San Jose, where I'm currently located, getting my credential at San Jose State University. Go Spartans. I'm saying a lot of ums because I'm trying to think. I'm going to be writing down a few scripts just to see if I can get a little more organized, but those of you who are registered to vote in the state of California right now, you have a lot to vote on and a lot to vote against. You probably heard about Prop 23, which repeals AB 42, AB 42, I think it's AB 42, the global warming bill. Correct me in the comments if it's the wrong assembly bill, but you know what I mean. That takes away jobs. We in the state of California have the largest number of green jobs, and they keep growing. You take away that bill, you take away those green jobs. And in this job climate, when some counties have unemployment rates of 30%, yes, 1 in 3 people unemployed. Yeah, it's pretty sad. And as someone with a history degree, I've seen and read and studied trends like this, and each time this has happened, people have tried falling back to previous ages, and it hasn't worked. Want to know? Want to know a country that actually did it right? Following a depression, reinvested in infrastructure, in new forms of infrastructure, revolutionized industry, revolutionized life, and improved the quality of life, and turned around an economy that was about to completely die. Yes, that was my cell phone. You want to know what country that was? Germany during the Nazi era. Hitler reinvested and invested heavily, not just in the Wehrmacht, the army, but you've heard of the Autobahn that was created in the pre-World War II era, in 1935 to be precise. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dates kind of escape my head. I'm more interested in the people and the things that actually happened than just talking about dates. As a history teacher, dates seem to be, administrations have a hard-on for dates, which is wrong, but that's for another rant. There's Prop 19. Yes, I graduated from UC Santa Cruz. I think you know what Prop 19 is about. And as someone who supports medical marijuana and marijuana in general, and the fact that you can get nearly $2 billion in revenue if you tax it on the same schedule as you tax alcohol, and throw in the fact that you'll reduce the number of people in the prison system, the non-violent offenders who just happen to be smoking a little weed. You redirect funds for drug enforcement to the more important ones like cocaine and meth. The cops and the state patrol can redirect their efforts and their funds towards actually dealing with crime that counts. Things like burglary, things like violent crimes, domestic abuse, things like that. It's probably one of the best things that can happen in California right now. I have about 2.5 minutes left in the video, but I'm running out of ideas to talk about having to do with it. But another one, Prop 26, vote against. It's by the same people who brought you Prop 23, and it turns it into requiring a 2/3 supermajority vote, which is impossible in the state Senate and the state Assembly right now, to implement any fines or taxes on polluters, on tobacco, on alcohol, and if Prop 19 passes, on marijuana. That would be a disaster, especially with the oil companies, the Deepwater Horizon rig disaster in the Gulf of Mexico. That's giving them a free pass. Vote against that. Right now, voting Republican could be possibly the worst thing you could possibly do in the state of California. Each one of the candidates across the board support everything the state of California doesn't need. Look at Carly Fiorina. I've met Julie Packard, granddaughter of the founder of Hewlett Packard. You want to know what she explained to me? Carly Fiorina was the reason Hewlett Packard, admittedly the manufacturer of the computer I am talking to you people on, ruined jobs in the Bay Area. They were once one of the largest providers of jobs in the Bay Area. Now, not anymore. They're all in India, they're all in China. We need jobs. What do you think Carly Fiorina is going to do? Anyways, my time is up. This is GB Elite signing off, and comment all you want. Bye.